We are now talking to Miami, Ohio offensive tackle recruit Ryan O'Hare. Mr. Ryan, what's going on, my friend?
Nothing much. The guys, thanks for having me on the show. It means a lot.
Well, it means a lot to me too, man. I mean, do you like to dance?
I do like to dance.
Really? So let me get this straight. An offensive lineman that likes to dance. I mean, we've interviewed some of the top offensive linemen in the nation, and a lot of them just tell me they either have twinkle toes or they just can't dance. So you can dance.
Yeah, you can ask some guys in my locker room. I'm always down to boogie or down to whatever's playing on the loudspeakers. I'm always getting down to. So yeah, big guys can dance too.
Oh yeah, you can wobble. I want to see you wobble, man.
I don't know about
that, but. Anyways, we are talking to Miami, Ohio offensive tackle recruit Ryan O'Hare. So Ryan, how are you and your family doing with this pandemic? That's question one. Number two is being with this pandemic or dealing with this pandemic and what's going on right now. How has been the recruiting situation been? I mean, being that you've been on Zoom interviewing with all these coaches, has it been easier or hard doing that when you usually go to the school, you sit down with the coaches, or the coaches come to you and they sit down in your living room and tell you how wonderful the school is? So tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, so me and my family, we've been doing pretty good throughout the whole pandemic, as good as we can be, at least. We always try to put things in perspective, and we're always blessed to have the things that we do, and that my parents both have their jobs still, and that I was able to go out and play football in PA this year, and obviously get locked into a school that I'm really in love with. As far as the recruiting process goes, I, along with any other recruit, will tell you this was it was the hardest few months of my life. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen anything about my story, but I wasn't a starter on varsity as a junior, and then I had a chip on my shoulder all winter, and I was doing really good in the off season, and then coronavirus came in, but it didn't stop me. I moved my workouts to outside once all the gyms got closed down, and I had a really good off season, and I gained 70 pounds. I got up to 6'8", 290, and I had a really good senior year. So as far as recruiting goes, yeah, just a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of graphics. It stinks because I know what I'm missing out on, but I'm also just blessed that I'm getting recruited by these very prestigious schools. So, yeah, all this has been very, very nice.
Well, let me ask you this question. First of all, you're 6'8". What are you guys like? Where are you from? Are you from a beanstalk or something? I mean, half of you guys, man, all you offensive linemen that they're 6'7", 6'8". I mean, we saw Mekhi Becton. He gets drafted by the Jets. He's 6'8", 365 pounds,
and still going,
and still growing. You're 6'8". I mean, I didn't think we were going to see a big man come out of the draft as big as Mekhi Becton for a very, very long time. Now we've interviewed like 7 or 8 offensive linemen, top linemen that are 6'7", 6'8". They're unbelievably huge. What is it with you guys? Are you eating a lot of your greens? I have no idea. How you guys are huge.
Yeah, as far as the height goes, that was just God-given. But as far as the weight, it's you got to work for it, and especially my body type, I'm kind of tall and I'm bulky, not necessarily any fat. So you really have to make sure you're eating the right things, and you don't always have to eat the right things. As long as you're working out and you're balancing your working out with the amount of calories you're taking in every day, you should be fine. That's what I experienced. I was eating 6,000 calories a day every day during the off season, but I was in the gym just as much as I was eating. So yeah, once you balance your sleeping and your eating and your lifting, yeah, that's when you get up to 290.
You got to help my producer out, man. He's 150 pounds soaking wet. I mean, he's a skinny, little scrawny guy with a mustache. He looks like Freddie Mercury, a skinny version of Freddie Mercury right now.
Is that supposed to be a bad thing?
I don't know, man. I mean,
Freddie Mercury's a legend.
Well, he's a legend, but you're not.
I didn't say I was. So you're actually entering a conference in the MAC that is very unique, where they play their games in the middle of the week. It's not a Saturday college football game or even a Friday night where you see a lot of these conferences play. They play a lot of their games Tuesday and Wednesday. There probably are some games going on right now as we speak in that conference. So do you think that's going to be a big adjustment for you, having to the transition from high school football into a conference like that? Or is it something that maybe that we've seen in maybe your state with high school too?
Yeah, I've always played on Friday nights, Friday night football. You're gonna love it, but I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. Other than maybe the first time, it'll be a little weird because it's a weekday. But after that, I mean, you get 7 days to prepare. Maybe not this year because I know that Miami had a short week this week, probably due to the fact that the MAC was getting a little late start. But on most years, I'm almost positive, they get a full week just like every other team does. So, it doesn't – I mean, we play Fridays and you get 7 days and you come back and you play the next Friday. So, I mean, Tuesdays or Thursdays or Wednesdays, we'll be ready to go.
As you guys know, we are talking to Miami, Ohio offensive tackle recruit Ryan O'Hara. Mike, do you have any questions? No, Mike doesn't have any question for you, but I got a lot of them. So when you look at the position as an offensive tackle, and we look at the offensive tackle position in the NFL to be a very important position, the left tackle being the blind side for the quarterback and the right tackle being the other side for the quarterback. Do you see yourself as an NFL talent, or is that your plan after college, or you're not even looking forward to the future in that way? You just want to make this team and play hard for this team and see where you go with Miami, Ohio?
Yeah, I'm just staying where my feet are. Obviously, I haven't even signed yet, so the next step's signing day, and then step after that's get on campus and get to work with Coach Martin and Coach Barnett. I'm obviously looking forward to the next 4 years, but I've been told to take one step at a time, and that's just what I'm doing right now. So I'm looking forward to my freshman year at Miami. And then after that, I can start looking at NFL prospect this, prospect that. But, like you said, it's a very long way away, and no one can really predict.
I could predict it. I could predict it for you. You're 6'8", 293 pounds. You're 17 years old, okay? You're a baby, okay? So you haven't even fit in your man body, okay? You're going to gain about 20 pounds, maybe 25 pounds playing college football. You're playing with bigger, stronger guys. You are if you play as hard as you do in high school, you're a 3-star recruit. And I don't care what they say. You could be a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star recruit. We've seen it over and over again. We actually interviewed a tight end last week from Florida State that told me he's seen no-star recruits better than 5-star recruits. Yep. So it doesn't matter what star recruit is. So right. You being as big as you are, you absolutely have the opportunity to play in the NFL. I absolutely believe with your size, you can make an NFL team. It doesn't matter what round you're drafted in. We've seen great offensive linemen get drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round and become very important offensive linemen to an organization for 10 to 12 years. So you can do it. So when you look at the game, is there any position that you have played besides the offensive line?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. I was trying to go as a tight end over the winter, and I actually tried out for a 7-on-7 team in Pittsburgh called Pittsburgh Evolve, and I made it. And my coaches, they wanted me to be tackle, and I was skinny. I was 6'6", 240, and they were like, "Ryan, we need you to play tackle." And I was like, "Oh man, I really want to try this tight end thing out." So I went out and I did it, even though they didn't really want me to. And unfortunately, I didn't get to play any games for that 7-on-7 program due to COVID shutting everything down. But that right after that's about when I started putting on all the weight, and I bought into what my coaches were telling me, and then obviously I started getting more college looks, and I just kept it going. And now all of a sudden, I don't know where the tight end went. I'm 6'8", 290. I can't run now.
Well, we seen Gronkowski.
Do you know what you think you possibly run in a 40? Like, do you have an idea, or no, not really?
No. I mean, I haven't run it in a long time. Probably somewhere around 5, I'd assume.
Wow,
that's not bad. That's pretty good.
If you can run in Mekhi Becton, he ran it in almost 5 seconds flat, and he's 6'8", 365 pounds. And I heard through the grapevine, he was running it at 4'8". That's what he was running it in.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was the rumor. He can run. He's got unbelievable hands. He's big. He's strong. You guys I don't know what the hell are you guys eating. I mean, seriously, you guys are huge. I mean, I stood right by Muhammad Wilkerson 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm like, holy crap! I'm looking up. I'm like, this guy's at Amazon. And now, you guys are like 4 or 5 inches bigger than him and twice the size of him. So it's unbelievable. It really is the size and the ability you guys have.
So you're mentioning Pittsburgh. They have a very strong sports culture, one of the best small market sports cultures in the entire country. So what was it like? What is it like in terms of the culture, if you've had any experiences with them? And also Pennsylvania high school football, what were some of those experiences like? Because they got a pretty big following, one of the biggest followings among northern states too. Everyone talks about the South all the time, but they have a very strong following. So what were some of those like?
Yeah, growing up in Pittsburgh, the sports culture is just unmatched. I mean, the only other city I could think of that's anywhere close is probably Boston, and maybe New York as well. But yeah, Pittsburgh sports. I mean, even the Pirates, they're not very good, but I mean, everyone will show up to the games, they'll support them until they,
I think they're
become the
fair
worst
weather
team
fans.
like they did this year. But yeah, I mean, everyone's very supportive of the sports. You see black and gold every Thursday at school, and then your school colors on Friday to support the football team. And yeah, that's going right into PA football. I was talking about this with my dad earlier. Actually, I think that PA football is one of the most underrated states for football. I mean, I don't know if that's just a coverage thing, or I personally think it's because you see a lot of the 4- and 5-star guys coming out of Texas, Alabama,
I agree
Florida.
with you. I agree with you.
No.
I really do believe Pittsburgh has. Look at all the great Hall of Famers that came out of Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. Yeah, you wouldn't even realize how good PA football is until you come and watch a game or you play in one. And I don't know if you guys know anything about the Whippeal, but we moved up from 4A to 5A. My school did, and from 4A to 5A is like incredible. It's just like it's like you're playing Division I football. It's there's a lot of Division I football guys at 5A, and there's a lot of Division I football guys across the state of PA. I know last year Julian Fleming was the number 1 recruit in the country, so I believe PA football is as good as any other state in the country.
Very, very interesting. It's crazy. It really is, because I've watched a lot of. I grew up. I've watched a lot of high school, college football. I mean, high school football with Darrelle Revis, Curtis Martin came from Pittsburgh. There was a lot of great football players that have come from there. Le'Veon Bell is from Pittsburgh. There's some good players that have come from Pittsburgh and become very, very talented
Larry
players.
Fitzgerald went to Pitt.
Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, there are just so many talented players.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, yeah. I forgot about him, too. I mean, beastly. And these guys are Hall of Famers, top-end players. So what we're going to do, we do this all the time with recruits, and I'm sure Jillian told you, we ask you some outlandish questions. We're going to ask you 3 outlandish questions, and then we're going to let you ask us whatever you want. Any question you want, and we'll answer it.
You can even ask Mikey C.
Mikey C, he does a lot of weird
Just
things.
be very careful.
All right, so first question I'm going to ask you, I ask you all the recruits. Boxers or briefs, and why?
Oh, I'm just a Tommy John guy. It's just comfortable. I don't know. That's just that. I mean, there's not much to it. Just Tommy John underwear, the best around.
Tommy John. What is Tommy John? Is that boxers or just boxer briefs?
Boxer briefs.
All right, because you like them tight. You want your
right. Yes.
Your 2 friends to be secure over there when you're an offensive lineman, right? So I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, I seriously. I make a joke because I'm 38 years old, and I played a lot of sports growing up. I was a big-time hockey player. And the jock straps that we had when we were kids, you really didn't want to wear any underwear because they would crink up your butt. You know what I mean? So you would wear the jock strap, the cup, without any underwear under you. So your butt is sticking right out when you're putting on your pads and stuff like that. So it's not like it used to be. Now they make boxer briefs where you could stick the cup in your boxer briefs. So it's actually cool. It's definitely a lot better and a lot more advanced than when I was a kid. So there you go.